All right. Well, I think Tom was gonna pop in, but I'm gonna just drive this ship if you guys are ready. I just pinged him. I think we'll make it happen anyway. It's cool. Tom, I don't need an intro. It's fine.
You're gonna get an intro, Jax.
I was like, I'm just gonna roll with this. Oh man. Okay.
You were going with the music.
Like, you want me to pretend I'm not here and go off the screen so you can like?
No, you can be right there for everyone to see your smiling face. Hey everybody, this is our second workshop at VetSec Con. Jax, a dear friend of mine who spoke last year at VetSec Con, is going to be coming back today to teach us all about how we can leverage OSINT to protect ourselves. Jax is served in special warfare as a warrant officer in cyber and has tons of amazing tools. Also, one of the co-authors of the Cybersecurity Career Master book, also by John Homeless and Gerald. There you go, Cybersecurity Career Master Plan. If you haven't picked it up, do. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jax so we can all learn something.
I love it. Thank you for that amazing intro, Tom. You're awesome. Well, today I will tell you, my secondary instructor, she is not feeling well. So unfortunately, unless she just decides to pop in the middle of this, I will be spearheading this class without her. I hope, you never know, JR may jump in. I will do my best to filter your guys' questions as we go through. If you do have a question to help me be able to see it, or for Tom to see it, if you're staying on throughout, put a capital Q on the front of it, and then just give me a little bit of time. I have my slide deck up here, and the first portion of it is really going to be kind of laying the groundwork, and then it's going to be a lot of hands-on with you guys. So I already shared with you a Excel document. So when you get into that, let me know if you don't have access. Everybody should have access. It's a shareable link. So get into that. That's going to be some of the tooling that we're going to review today. And then I will be asking for guests at the end when we start doing hands-on for any individuals that want to provide your PII, your like a cell phone number, email address, social media handle, anything. And what I can do is do a shared screen and kind of walk through some of these tools with your information. Now, I'll be using mine, and I do have somebody that's in the audience that has already shared her cell phone number, an old cell phone number, or current cell phone number. So we'll have her information to be able to share on the screen. So this should be a lot of fun. It's going to be very interactive. So I expect you guys to just ask questions. I'm not going to be just sitting here briefing you guys. All right. So open source intelligence. When I had initially proposed this course to VetSec Con, I was doing it with a premise of focusing on online dating. But as we all saw what happened on the insurrection day of January 6th, we started to realize that OSINT has a really big impact on our lives. And if you don't utilize OSINT correctly, bad things can happen. So I've kind of tweaked this course to be more in line with current day events, but using these tools will help you prevent being phished or protect you when you're going on an online date. So you can still use these, and you can use these same toolings to go after an adversary. This is I already kind of went over this. It's going to be broken down into phases: introduction and overview, and then tools that we're going to use, and then a hunt time. Kim, you rock. Thank you for sharing all of that. So a little bit about me. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. My background, military, since this is a veteran security conference, I've been in the military for coming up on 18 years, and a large majority of that was in the special ops. Currently, I'm in the National Guard, and I serve as a cyber electronic warfare officer. Before I became electronic warfare, I was a 25 Bravo. So any of my 25s out there, I worked in the G6. I was doing network security, infrastructure security. It was all IT. There wasn't cyber at the time. I would set up big infrastructures in an area called a BAT, and it was literally called a big ass tent. And so we'd set up these big tents in the middle of the field. I was the E6, and I would run the wires, and we would set up all of the network and make sure all the officers were taken care of and their internet worked. So that's what I did. And then that was my feeder into becoming an electronic warfare officer. And then in 2015, the military had this bright idea, the Army, and they're like, we should make electronic warfare fall under cyber. So here I am now, kind of in the mix of both things. But you guys will realize, if you haven't already, anybody that's in here that hasn't fully transitioned into the civilian sector, it's just a completely different animal doing cyber OSINT. You can't say OSINT in the military. You have to say publicly available information. So everything's a little bit different. And the tooling that I provide you here, you can utilize in the military sector as well, because it's all open source, which is great. And JR, unfortunately, unless she pops in, she's amazing. She has a wealth of knowledge working in different spaces. She's worked at agencies, darknet, disinformation. She used to do a lot of, I actually met her by doing some of the missing and exploited children. And we were working at the time, we had a team, and we were doing the Trace Labs, Capture the Flag event. And I know Kimberly is going to be doing that event next month. And it's an amazing event. I'll actually mention it on one of my last slides as a recommendation to get more involved and start doing some hands-on stuff with OSINT, real world. So some of the tools that you're going to need, laptop, obviously, and all of you, if you're on here, if you're on your phone, it'll be a little bit more challenging, still doable. Highly encourage a VPN. It should be on. You can even have it on your phone. If you don't have it, it's okay. Virtual machine, it's another thing it's good to have, especially if you're doing this in your hunting adversaries. Highly encourage you to get a virtual machine and have that set up at all times. And then the different web tools that we're going to be utilizing. And I provided you that Excel document. So those are all free and you should have access to that. I can re-share that link as I go through this to make sure you guys have that. And then, yeah, let's go. Let's do this. So exciting times. We're going to be doing some giveaways during this. So what you guys, these are the rules to be able to win one of the two giveaways. So one of the winners is going to receive one free voucher for Heath Adams' OSINT course. This is complimentary and was given to me by Cyber Supply Drop. So thank you so much, Cyber Supply Drop, for this great donation. And thank you, Heath Adams, for this amazing course. I've already gone through a majority of it. I love his course. It's a great course for beginners to intermediate. So definitely you're going to need to check that out if you don't win this. And then the other one is you receive one copy of the Cybersecurity Master Plan book. And how do you do it? So there's going to be hidden gems throughout, and you have to identify what those hidden gems look like. Try to figure out if you know what that hidden gem is. Take a picture, take a screenshot of it, and then post that screenshot to LinkedIn, and then add in your comments what you took away from this course. Tag me, tag Cyber Supply Drop and VetSec, and then hashtag VetSec. I know that's a lot. I would screenshot this and make sure that you do all of the things. And then what we will do, Josh and I, we actually just spoke right before this. He already has the voucher. Likely, I will review all of the posts with Josh and probably Kimberly, and then we will announce the winners tomorrow. So really excited about that. Make sure you guys do that. I'm going to stay here for just a second longer. Make sure you guys got a screenshot or something. All right. Oh, yeah, my bad. Sorry. That is the gem. I didn't even tell you what the gem was. I'm sorry. You're like, what is the gem? All right. I am the gem, Brian. You're the best. Thanks. So trigger happy Jax. All right. Disclaimer. I have to put this out here. I already mentioned it a little bit before, but the methodologies that I'm going to be teaching you guys today, they can be weaponized. We've seen it be weaponized. January 6th was a great example of that. Doxing is a crime. Okay. Stalking, it is a crime. Password cracking, it is a crime. You will get jail time. So the skills that you learn in this workshop should never be used for malicious means. That is, I just have to put that out there. And I think that everybody on here can understand that and has integrity and won't be using it in malicious ways. So this is an example of why ethics matter with utilizing OSINT. This was a real situation that took place. I'm actually going to show you the video of this because it's really surreal and it kind of brings it home. So here's the video of what actually happened.
Millions of people watched this video. Remember this? This happened over the summer. Well, now, 8 months later, the bicyclist captured in the clip is apologizing. Today, ABC 7's Montgomery County reporter Kevin Lewis listened in on the virtual sentencing. Hey.
So And then he started chasing down the camera person at that point in time. And he actually knocked the camera person, another girl, into the grass. So it was really, really aggressive. And then this post got made about the situation. And it was really, this was a video, so people could see the video of what happened. This came out. Then next it got shared. If anyone can identify this man, please let us know. Contact the Montgomery County State Attorney. And the next thing you know, you then have a report coming in from the park police, now showing more of this information about this person. And okay, I was like, what are you saying? Sorry, Tom. I thought you were asking me to increase my screen. And then, so now you have like a side-by-side where they think they've started to identify the person. And the next thing you know, they've identified the wrong person. Peter Weinberg was identified, and he started getting doxxed and a whole bunch of hate posts to him and everything. And it was a really heartfelt message where he's like, I've recently learned I've been misidentified in connection with a deeply disturbing attack. Please know this was not me, so on and so forth. And following that, Ryan Frosch puts out, hey, you guys, police have focused the suspect. It is not Mr. Weinberg. And now you get this individual. This was actually the perpetrator that had attacked the little girl. And now what happened was when they thought they had the right person, the Weinberg person, what happened is the information, his home address started getting shared out. She shared out his home address. There was other information about him. And when they realized that they had the wrong person, they obviously tried to apologize, and they realized that it was misinformation and it was derived from their emotions, and they were really sorry. But this really messed up this guy's life. He actually took another moment to send another post about what had happened to him, because it had really impacted him on a professional level. And he just took a moment. He's like, I must align in the fight for justice and equality, but not at the cost of due process and the right to privacy and safety. Let's use Twitter to amplify positive ways. So that goes back to just being sure when in the intel community, if there's anybody on here, they know this, you need to corroborate your evidence at all times. That means you need to have multiple sources to be able to say that this indeed, in fact, is this person, or we believe it to be this threat actor. So never take one source of information and then just assume that you have the adversary, or if you created attribution from it, or you could be making a very serious mistake. And I felt that this was important to note in here. This was a news article that the damage is done when misinformation is put out, or disinformation, which becomes misinformation. When it's put out, it's really hard to take it back, because people are going to see it, and then it's really hard to kind of pull it back and say, no, that's not what I actually meant to say. So the intelligence cycle, I wanted to review this with you all because I think it's important for you to know where the OSINT process is and where we are going to be working at today during this workshop. So this is a never ending cycle. It is an OODA-loo. It goes around and around constantly. A lot of times you can go back and forth. Usually you'll sometimes go into the planning and detection and move into collection. And then you'll go back and you'll go forth and you'll go back and forth. But where we're going to be staying the entire time today is in that collection phase of the intelligence cycle. And how that works is you'll get that planning and direction. So you'll get say a packet for the missing persons. You get a packet, you identify the person, and you go through that collection process. And then you go through the processing and the exploitation to like move through that into the analysis and the actual production. That's when you're actually you're building the story. And then when you get to the analyst and the production side, that's when you actually start constructing that story. So you start showing your corroboration, your evidence, how you've gotten there, the trail to it. It's really important if you're an OSINTer or in the space of cyber threat intel that you're a fairly good writer, because you're not just pumping out a report. You're actually telling a story of how you got to that evidence of why you think it's this person that did this, and then the dissemination and the integration. So the different attack surfaces that you can utilize when you going into OSINT, I just call it PII data, personally identifiable information, is usually you focus on getting usernames, emails and images. Those are typically some of the best. You also have phone numbers. That works well, but sometimes those can be dead ends. I've seen where I haven't been able to get much information off of, or I didn't have much information except for a photo. And with enough, if you know how to do different types of reverse engineering on the photo, you can actually be able to pivot and find somebody from a photo that they had a long time ago on a website or a social media site. And it's really interesting, the type of data that's still out there that's you think hidden or has been deleted just by knowing how to do reverse image searches. And usernames, or you think you're hiding yourself by using a unique username or spelling your name backwards, it's still searchable. You just have to have the tools, and we'll go over one of those tools that I use that's really, really helpful. So what is an email address? So with an email address, you've got domains, you've got username, you've got creation dates, you've got other accounts. So you have to think like with an email address, and there's a tool that we're going to utilize today too, that will show you how much information you can actually, depending on how you set up your email address, if you used a VPN, if you provided your real address, it will actually give you a Google location of where that address is. So I hope, and a lot of you I hope you don't use your real full address when you're building out your email address. And I can teach you, I can talk to you about some of the things that you can do to reduce the likelihood of putting out too much PII when you create an email address. This actually, I'm not going to lie, this is a JR slide, and I should have taken it out because I have no idea what is happening right now. And it just popped up and I'm like, oh man, this is JR. So this is a lot of stuff going on. And I can't brief it. I'm just going to move on past it. I have no idea what this one was. She probably had something really cool to say here, but we'll blame her on being sick today. So facts. Facts about being doxxed or being targeted. Women are far more likely to be victims of cyber stalking than men. And this was one of the reasons why I wanted to do the course around online dating, but realized I wanted to make this class a little bit broader. But the reason was women, we go on a lot of dates, and well, maybe you don't, but I've definitely gone on a lot of dates. And I always feel like we have to play it very safe until we get to know that person. So there's a lot of things that we need to do that I feel like our male counterparts don't have to do to be safe when they're going on a date. There's certain things that you don't have to worry about. For me, I don't even give out my personal phone number for at least 3 or 4 dates. I give them a Google number. And then if I'm meeting them somewhere, I try to meet somewhere where I can park my car and walk in where they don't even see the vehicle that I'm driving, because it's a real thing. And dating sites have become like a petri dish for targeting younger generation, but then also women. There was a study that Harvard did in the late 90s that women were twice as likely as men to be victim of stalking. I know I've had my fair share of stalkers back in the day. And since locking down my social media, even though you guys will see, even though I have a big presence, it's extremely hard to find my personal information. So home address, past addresses, current place of work, things like that are extremely hard, even though I have like a fairly large social media. Now, would it be easier to social engineer me because my social media is a little broader and I have a bigger footprint? Yeah, absolutely. But that's another class for another time. So there's certain things that you can do and still be a forward present person on the social media platforms, but still hide your identity and protect yourself. And we'll talk more on that as well. Having skills does not give you the right to invade someone's privacy. The reason that I put that there is I know I have girlfriends that before they go on an online date, they stalk the person out. What I always say is do enough research that you make sure they are who they say they are. And then at that point in time, you should stop and not do any further, because when you keep going further and further and further, just because, that's when it gets into invading somebody's privacy. Cyber hygiene, know your current social footprint. This is really, really important. Like I was telling you, I actually don't have any social media accounts that are active minus LinkedIn. I have an old Facebook. I keep it up so somebody doesn't take over or doesn't create an account with my name and start inviting people that I would know into that account. So I just leave it up to prevent that from happening, but it's completely locked down. I have only my friends in there, and I've deleted a lot of people out of there. Avoid images with documents that have personal information about you. So this is really important. You see so many people that hold up like a document when they've like accomplished something, or they post a certificate of completion or a grad record, or what I love, when people post their badge to the new job online. All of that I would never do. I would never put any of that information out there. If you wanted to put your information out there, I may do it in a post. But the more information that you give them about locations of where you work, you're already going to find a lot of that, but it's making it harder. It's layering it. But providing a badge, that gets into what if the person wanted to use that information, create a badge, and get into that building. So those are things that you need to think about. Don't use personalized hashtags. The reason behind this is because it's easier to start tracking you and following you. If you're an influencer using personalized hashtags, it's really, you have to weigh what your risk is. This is like a risk score thing too. And then avoid car photos with plate numbers. I shouldn't have to say this, but people actually do it more often than not. I have seen it even in like dating apps. It's crazy. And I've actually told people, hey, I just, want to let you know you have your license plate number in this app, blah, blah, blah. You might want to remove it because you can get a lot of information off of a plate number. Avoid using the identical photos. The reason for that, and you'll see when we dig into some things, it's traceable. So there'll be one example I'll use of a headshot that I have, and you'll be able to find me in 3 different leaks in 3 different areas because those photos are traceable. So if you use the same photo in everything that you do, which a lot of people do because they got that cute headshot, so that's their Instagram, that's their Facebook, that's their LinkedIn. Well, newsflash, all of those was searchable. And typically what I have found, I can take somebody's social media, I can do a reverse image search, and now I've got 10 things on them easily like that because they use the exact same photo on everything. And then use a Google number. I use this all the time, I have a couple of emails, Google emails that I set up that have only Google numbers. When I am doing certain, like all of my medical stuff, when I do it goes to my Google number, stuff like that, because what if the hospital gets breached? Now they're going to have a mailing address that's not associated to me, and they're going to have a Google number that is not directly associated with me because it's a VoIP number. And I usually trash those Google numbers every year, and I get a new Google number because I'm just a weirdo like that. And some of these might be just too much for you, and that's okay. Take baby steps, but it's all about the risk level that you want to take on in your life. All right, so what you guys came here, tools and skills. Let's get it. So these are the weapons that we are going to be utilizing today and going over. I will dive into each of these. Ideally, how we're going to do it is I'm going to go 2 by 2 by 2, and I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do a shared screen. I'm going to go through them with you, and then I want you to hunt on yourselves. And then after we do that, as I'm going through one of the tools, I want you guys to do it. And then I want you to post questions and things that you found and how we could talk about how we could pivot. And then we'll just keep going through these. You're the target. Now, if you do have somebody like maybe your kids or somebody like that, somebody that maybe you've asked, maybe you can ask your boyfriend, hey, can I use your PII? Can I use your cell number? Whatever, girlfriend. Then do that. But I would say stick to yourself, stick to people that you know that would not mind that you're starting to go through and try to find information on them. So, all right, I'm going to pause for just 1 second. I'm going to look in the chat, make sure there are no questions that I've missed. And then we're going to go into the next slide really quick. And do you guys have any questions right now? Is this good? Are we going? We're flowing. We're good on time. This is okay, cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. 46 people up in here. This is oh my gosh. I love some of these comments. I don't know what's happening, but Dennis McCarthy, this is like spirit fingers when cheering on your favorite team. I wish I could post some of these chats to the screen like you can do in StreamYard. Oh yeah, Steven, about turning off geotagging in pictures. Yes. I actually not only turning it off, but if you have a Mac, there's a really easy way of scraping geotagging out of photos. We can tag up on that. But yeah, you'll have to Google. I can't even remember how to do it, but Google turning off geotagging in your pictures, like iPhone or Android or whatever you have. But you definitely need to turn those off, because when you share your photos with people, it shares your exact location of where you took the photos and a lot of other information. Austin, yep. There's a lot of data you can get out of images, and reverse image is just one small thing that you can get from it. Cool. All right. Well, it looks like you guys are good. Okay. Yeah, Brian, remove metadata in photos before making posts. Yep, absolutely. You can do that. You can do that a couple of different ways. I would Google it. It's super easy how to do it, but make sure best way is just having your phone set up where you just don't have metadata turned on, and then you don't have to worry about it. You'll be surprised. Google what data is available, like what data is collected in metadata. And when you see it, it'll actually make you cringe, because it can get down to like the precise location of where you were when you took it. It's a little scary. Okay, so emails and social media accounts. So these are going to be the tools that we're going to initially utilize. So I'm going to change my screen, exit out of this one. Boom. Bring us over here. I already have this up. Okay, cool. All right. Bingos. All right, you guys should be able to see that. Awesome. Okay, I tried to like set this all up so I have all my tabs. We'll see if this works, so we can go through it all. Okay, so Epius, I probably is saying that wrong, but that's okay. So what I'm gonna show you guys is an old email address that I still use. It was one that's been attributed to me for a while, but I don't use it for anything except for, it's not even my junk one. I think I mostly keep it because I've had it for so long. So we're going to do that one. And then we're going to do another one that's quasi attributed to me, but not really. Like it has a Google number and it doesn't even have doesn't have an address in it. So the first one I'm going to show you guys is jaxfitness@live.com. Old school. I've had this thing for years. So yeah. And I already had the information because I just did the search earlier, but that's okay. So this is the psych. Oh man. Okay, there we go. Went away. Okay. Have to make sure I'm not a robot. I hate these things. They hate me. I don't know if anybody else experiences this, but sometimes I have to go like 5 or 6 times before they let me in. Maybe I don't know what a staircase is. All right, it's circling. Okay, cool. Okay, so here's the data down below. You've got your geo ID. That's my name. I know that's the name that I actually use on that email account. That's what it comes up as. So you've got my name just from an email account. Now you've got my name. This is the map. So if I take this map right here and I just throw it into a Google search, it comes up with this. I know exactly where this location is and I know exactly where I put it to. And I'm like, wow, did I really do that? So if I come out, it's Las Vegas. I used to live in Las Vegas. So likely what happened is I did an update and I moved, I must have put my location to where I was, which I know I used to have a house like over in this area. So I'm like, yep, that's probably what happened. So we can see reviews. I don't know. These aren't my reviews though. Huh. I've got 4 contributions though. Nope. 2 reviews, 1 rating, 1 answer. Huh. Trying to see if I can see the reviews, but no. Can't see that. No. Interesting. Okay. I was just looking. Yep, that's a review. That's my review. So this is a review that I wrote to somebody over in Vegas 4 weeks ago from this account. See what else we can get on me. I love doing this in real time. All right. So then this was, that was my doctor, Dr. Otten. He was my sports med doctor. So I must have given him a 4-star review 4 years ago. He was a really good doctor. I had stem cells done on both of my knees and PRP. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Illuminating Brew Society. Oh, I guess I really enjoyed their coffee shop, so I gave them a review. So look at how much information. Now, if you think about it, if you were trying to like track somebody doing any recon or anything like that, you could have literally started to like piecemeal. If I was big on social media and liking to review people, you could actually start figuring out the trail. The other thing that comes to mind, coffee shop. I'm like coffee shop and hospital within like a year or so of each other. So I would have automatically, okay, my cursor initially dropped like right here when I went to the map view. And then I have these two locations that are right there. And I have one that was way over here in this area called Henderson. It was like way over here. So my first instinct, even though there's two, I would think that maybe my living location would be in this area, possibly. And so now I've just given whoever was looking for me enough information to hone into a general area of where I live. And that's kind of scary if you think about it. All right. Let's see. What else can we dig from this? Let's see if there's any photos on here. This is so funny. I'm like, oh, I hope there's no photos on here. No, there's not. I didn't think there would be. Those photos will be tied into any of the reviews that you leave. And I don't ever leave photos in my reviews. So not typically. And then this will be any calendar events that I would have. But no calendar events. So nothing really. So this again was that count that I'm more active on, and I've had it for quite a long time. So the last update, it shows, 2001. I don't remember doing an update on it though. What is that? September 3rd. So that must be like Google's update. All right, let's check a different one. Diva Bytes. So Diva Bytes is an email that is quasi attributed to me. Wow, there's a lot of vehicles in this photo. And there we go. Okay, let's see what's here. The link is, oh, yeah. Here, thanks, Ron. Let me share this with you guys too. This is the doc with all of the tools that we're going to go over as well. So you guys have it, but it is, the link, I'm going to add the PHP to the end. That's why you can't get into that one. You have to have the PHP on the end. So it goes tools.eps.com/email-php. Okay, so Diva Bytes right up here at the top. Scroll down. It's still on Jax Fitness. We'll give it a sec. I see a lot of you guys in here, so you've been able to get into the Excel document. Has anybody not? Oh, Ron, I see that you did .php. Thanks for that. Anybody not able to get into the Excel document, even though I did the shared link? Sometimes it doesn't work, and I don't know why. I'm looking. Hindertucky. Yes, Michael, Hindertucky. Yeah, I lived all over Vegas, Summerlin, on the Strip, Henderson. It was a nice experience. Wasn't a huge fan of it. Okay, I think we're good because I see it down here. So Jax S, that's the name that I know that I registered this account with. Keep in mind, this happened to me one time. If you obfuscate it too much and you need to go reset your Gmail account and say your name is J Sue, and that's nothing remotely related to your actual name, and say your birth date is off and you use a different birth date, that's the information they will typically utilize to verify your account. And it takes like 2 months for that, 2 months, 2 weeks. It feels like 2 months, 2 weeks for them to verify your information. So keep that in mind, because if you lose your information and you try to get back in, it's going to be really hard. So it's all dependent on how you want to unattribute your account to yourself. So this is the information. And you'll see, you can still search me with that Jax S on Google. So it's still pretty searchable. And let's go drop this in here. Yep, I don't have nothing. I have nothing. I don't have any contributions or anything. So you can't find anything on this one. So other than my name itself, and I can tell you there's no photos because I don't have anything contributed to it. But just so you know what it looks like, it'll come up as a 404. And yep, so will this. Awesome. Yeah. So that is, I won't search any of my other accounts, but I want to pause it. How are you guys doing on your end? Have you searched yourself? Has there been any aha moments where you're like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of information. Is there anybody on here who's a big reviewer and they've gone in and they're like, oh my gosh, you can see every single review and every location I've checked into, and you can literally, it's all around my house, and they know my travel patterns and stuff like that. Paris Island. Apparently I live in Paris Island. I guess you don't, or you do. That's hysterical. I wonder if when you created it, did you have your VPN on and it might have like put your location in Paris Island? That's curious. I'm curious how that happened. Does show my reviews. Yep, it shows your reviews. That's good, Austin. That's good that you don't have that much information. Beckham, that's so funny. Quickly learning my wife posts a lot of 5-star reviews. Hey, she's, it's easy to please her. I love it. Kimberly, good. Not a reviewer. Okay. See the maps open up around my neighborhood. Yeah. It's probably pulling your zip code. So with this, it's not going to do a direct pin drop into that location. It's going to be in that general zip code. Yep, not to your house, but in your general area. So that's what you'll know is like, okay, it's a general location. And then all your pin drops starts triangulating the area, because typically when we're going grocery shopping, going to restaurants, doing just general activities where we're going to do reviews, they're typically going to be around where we live. So it starts to become easier and easier to close in that circle of where you're located. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of reviews. Zalia. I hope I said that right. I was like saying it in my head. I'm like, Zalia. Pujan. It is showing other cities in my email. Okay. Interesting. Maybe you had the email for a while and changed it. That's funny. Edward's like, I was worried, but now I feel better. Oh, we're not done, Edward. It has just begun. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a really good point, Dennis. Yeah, if the data gets placed on the cloud someplace, stolen and sold later. Yep. Okay, cool. You guys keep chatting it up. I love it. I love it. All right. So let's move into the next one that we're going to start chatting about. Let me get rid of this. I've got too many screens going on over here. Okay. So we're going to do social media accounts. What's my name app? And you guys will have that in the Excel document. So pull this up over here. All right. This is actually, just because I popped it open, this is the Bellingham Tool Kit that you guys are going to see. It is fairly good, but I say fairly because there's some of the links don't work and it hasn't been updated in a while. And I have another one. This is from 2019. I cannot find the most recent one. So if anybody else has the most recent Bellingham spreadsheet, please share that. I would love to have that. I know there's one out there. I can't find it in my repository, but this gets you at least started. You can start pivoting around. They break everything up by like different social media platforms, stuff like that. So it's a really, really nice tool to have. So what's my name? All right. So I was playing around on here because I always like to check make sure things work right before I give a class in case something has been tweaked and see what works versus doesn't work. So what's my name? So we're going to do, this is for any usernames. You can try usernames, your own name. So there's a username that I'll typically go by in a long time ago, and it was called Scotty Jax. So I searched this earlier just to see, and I was like, oh my God. Like, oh, but these are not all me. So I went through probably 90% of them, and I'm like, okay, nobody I know on Venmo, you can only have one type of username. So what I did is process of elimination of platforms that I know that you can only have one type of that username because it's locked into like your account. So like if you go into Scotty Jackson Venmo, you're going to find me and you can definitely send me money. It's totally fine. So Scotty Jax, see, now you know. So that's me. I saw that. I was like, okay, great. So they have my Venmo account. That's awesome. I don't have any money in it. So maybe they'll deposit money. Then the other thing I looked into when I was going through this, I'm like, what else could possibly be me? I think I checked bodybuilding. Oh, nope. It worked earlier. Unsplash, Venmo. Reddit. No, Etsy. Poshmark. Maybe Etsy was. No. See, that's a different Scotty. I'm not a gamer, but I would still see. Yeah. No, it's a very, I've noticed too. Oh, that's me. That's where it's at. So I guess I didn't know this, but I guess I have an Unsplash account, which Unsplash is awesome. But yep, that's my photo right there. So there's 2 accounts, but there's no data in here. You can't get anything in here. I don't upload anything. I guess that's where authors, like artists, can post stuff. I didn't know that. None of these, I don't have any of these other accounts, but what I would encourage you to do is go in and see, that's not me, Scott Jackson. I would go in and make sure, do I have accounts? Because you never know too, somebody could be posing as you. If it's a real name, Scotty Jax is a nickname, so I'm not as worried about it. But if you have a social name, username that is your real name, and this is also a great way to go and check and see who's maybe utilizing your name in a different manner. I might try, let's see if Jax Scott shows up. I never use this. So let's see, Scott Jax. Oh, what is this? My Fitness Pal. I used to have My Fitness Pal. No, none of these are going to be me. Blogspot, Venmo, that won't be me. Trello, no, I don't have. None of these are mine either. So I have another name. I have a lot of names. Tactical Divas is another social media platform I'll use, or a name that I use. Pretty sure I don't have a TikTok. Be really weird. Maybe I do. Okay, I don't even know how to do this. Oh my gosh, that is me. I guess I do have a TikTok. Oh man, this is hilarious. What do we got going on? You guys want to see some of my TikToks? Oh, this is great. I have no idea. Hold on, what's this one? What do we got going on here? You guys gonna see my TikTok? This is why I only have 20 followers. You guys that's awesome. You're welcome. Okay, we're gonna leave that now. That was awesome. Ron. Yeah, there you go. All right. That was funny. I'm pretty sure that's not mine. Hopefully I get a whole bunch of TikTok followers. No, I'm just kidding. I deleted that, but see, this is a good point. I literally don't even have it on my phone. I probably need to go log into it and like fully delete it, because you can still get to it. So what that means, even though it's not in use, why that's kind of concerning is somebody could hack my account because they know it's not active, and then they could be representing me and putting information out there, disinformation. I don't have a lot of following, so it's likely not going to happen, but those are the things that you have to consider. So if you have like shell accounts that you're not using, it's good to go in there and delete them. And I don't have a Snapchat. That one's not me. I don't have Snapchat. If I do, I don't know what the name is. Okay, and then the other one is, that was really funny. Freaking TikTok. I was not expecting that. All right, so Outpost Gray. This is my company name. And sometimes I put stuff in there as Outpost Gray, but nothing's coming up, which is great. Yeah, cool. Let me think. Anybody else? TikToks are amazing. Yeah, you guys are welcome for that. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Do you guys have any usernames you want to drop in here for me to pivot and search in for you? Anybody? No? Nobody wants to step out and be that person where they show their TikTok to like 47 people and God knows who's going to see this in recording. So funny. Oh, is this it? Let's do this one. Oh, here we go. He's Edward. I'd share mine, but I'm boring. All right. Let's see. All right. So Yummy, I hope I said that right. Let me know if any of these are you, because I just threw these in here. Do you have a GitHub at all? Is that you? Yes. Okay, cool. Is the yes you, or is the yes you have a GitHub, or both? Awesome, both. Woo! We got one over here. All right, let's check out, see if Telegram, if this is you. Cancel. Oh, is that one you? Oh, look, another yes. Wow. Okay. It's because it's a really unique username too. Oh. There you go. Oh, this silly Tumblr hasn't posted anything yet. No, okay. It's not you. Do you have a YouTube? Let's see what we got. Oh, wait, is that you? Joined in 2009? I'm still seeing no, so I'm thinking that's a no for that one. Okay, we're gonna go to, I don't even know it. Oh, no, okay, good. Yeah, that one didn't even work. And then Roblox, yeah, already in use. Okay, cool. Well, interesting. A couple of them came up. All right, let me check yours. Let's see what we got for you. Hopefully you have a TikTok, Kimberly. It would be epic. All right. Let's see. What is juicy? Let's do Twitter. Let's see. No. It's weird. It's not working there. Okay, let's try Poshmark. Seem like a Poshmark person. Nope, that is not you. Let's see if this Venmo one. Oh. No. Maybe? No. That's Deborah. So it's not you. But I found lots that not mine in there. Yeah. Not mine. Nope. Nope. Yeah. I'm like, I know you. So I'm not even looking down. I'm like, yeah, that's not you. That's not you. I don't think that's you either. Maybe. Oh, wait, no. That's not you. Unless you got a side gig. Okay, now I was like, you got a side gig over here on Etsy, making it, hustling it out. Pinterest. Yeah, see, you have a lot under your name, which is good because now you don't. I'm pretty sure you don't have a GitHub. See if you have a Reddit. Nope. Yeah, nothing, girl. Man, no embarrassing TikToks for the win. All right. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that one. All right, let me get rid of these. Okay, cool. My new one has one thing. Kimberly can fix it. All right. Did we try Neil? Neil Bridges? Yeah. But what's his are you talking about Neil Bridges, Brian? You are, right? But what is it would be like, I don't think it's gonna be, it could be. Never know. Let's try. Neil Bridges. Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking. Oh, he has it. IT Junkie. Okay. Is that his? And I'll try cyber insecurity. I think that's going to be the other way. I don't think he's going to have a TikTok, but let's see. No. Okay. Let's do this. Do this. Hey, Neil, we're using you. Just let him know after that we used him as the part of the class. I'm not seeing anything. I mean, let's try it. None of these would look like, I don't think he would use. Yeah. Maybe Garmin Connect. IT Junkie. Is there a GitHub? Let's see in there. Huh. Doesn't tell me anything. Heath Adams. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, go to Heath Adams. Let him know, too, that we spied him out in here. He's not going to mind at all. He'll probably find it pretty interesting. I already checked these. Okay. I'm not seeing anything on him. I already checked the Fitness Pal. Yeah, no. No. Okay, I'm going to try cyber insecurity. And do you have Heath Adams? What's Heath Adams' handle? Probably the Cyber Mentor. Let's see. Telegram. Yep. Boom. 4 subscribers. Linktree. Yep. Boom. Anybody want some Root energy drinks? There you go. I haven't had those. Has anybody tried those? I actually am on day 3 of no coffee and I'm over here drinking tea and it's terrible. I'm not gonna lie, but that's okay. I bet he has a Hacker One. I don't even know what a Hacker One is. Okay. Okay. All right. We're good there. We're going to pivot now. We're going to go in the next ones. And then Boop. Okay, we're done with that. I have to close some of these. I did not mean to close that one. Oh, well, it's gone now. You're not getting it back. Oh, can't show you that information. Okay, cool. Let's do the next one. So the game plan is, let me get this up over here. So what we're going to move into now. So we just crushed these. Yay. And now we're going to move into the avatar search, avatar/photo search, and then image search. So these are just two different platforms that you can utilize for image searches. And I'm just going to review them. And then again, use your own images, use friends, use ex-boyfriends. Just kidding. Use real boyfriends. That would be bad. All right. Or girlfriends. Okay. So I have some photos already uploaded in here that we're going to utilize. We'll do this one first, headshot of me. Nothing comes back. And then if anybody wants to share a photo with me, if you are in our Discord, message me. Yeah. And I can use your photo. That would be awesome. You should be in the VetSec Con Discord. Everybody should be in here, right? I don't know if you are. If you are, cool, drop it in there. I think everybody should be in there. Okay. Nothing's going to come back. I knew that photo was going to be clean. I checked this photo as well. Unfortunately, none of my photos really bring me back anything. Yeah. Let's see what I got. Oh, you rock. Kimberly, you're awesome. She freaking own it. All right. Slaying. Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna use Kimberly's photo too. Let me drop that in my desktop. All right, let's see if we can get anything off of Kimberly. All right. Oh, no, none in there. So I've used 10i. It's okay, but I prefer Google. It's really hit and miss for me. I don't know why that is, but it is. Maybe my luck. So, oh, you sent me another one? Oh, yeah, they would be the same outcome. But I'm curious what will happen in here. So for Google Images, this is also pretty like straightforward. You're just going to drop the photo in there. It'll populate, and then it figures out what you're possibly related to if you're trying, and you can do this. And the reason that it does that is if you have a search of something and maybe you don't know the name of it, or you're trying to identify what it is and it's not a person, you can drop it in here and it'll identify if it's a wrench, for example, or a door or something like that. So that's why it comes up with this to let you know I'm a lady. And then at least it identifies me as a lady. And then it'll bring up similar images that I look like. And then down below here will be any of the search engines that show that image in it or have that connection to that image. So nothing on that photo. Let's try this one. Office equipment, because it's got my laptop right there and it's got women with office equipment. And these are all typically stock photos. This isn't a way of like searching and then it's going to identify you. That's all stock photos usually right here. Always, actually, not usually. And then my last image that I have saved in here is this one. So this one, you have all the stock photos, and then down below, I have 3 different areas where this photo is related to. It's not a social media site. One of these is my branding photographer, my branding story. So you can see, like, you can go in here, and if you were wanting to research me, this has a ton of information about me. I think she even provided, like, you could message her if you really wanted to network engineer this and get more information off of me and like figure out who I am. She even talks about like my military background, where the photos were taken, cybersecurity field. So you could really, hey, I'm really interested in reaching out to this person. Do you have any information about them? Blah, blah, blah. So like, it's really, that's how you can pivot in this space, thinking about, okay, how can I utilize these reverse engine search? What's the benefit of them other than like identifying where they're at? Then you can pivot from that information. There's a lot of information just right here. And there's additional photos in here that you could easily do reverse engine searches on that I promise you that are attached to other accounts that we haven't even dug into. So another one is this right here. This one is Sparks Women Retreat. So I was one of the speakers. And again, you've got my entire bio down here. Another way, and you have my LinkedIn page. Boom. Like if all you had was a photo from me, you now have all the way to, now you can get to my LinkedIn page, which like drills down into like all the information about me. And this is actually closed off. I just logged into my account. It's not fully locked down, so people can kind of get into my account, but I'm pretty sure you can't even see my headshot. You guys can correct me. I don't know. I think I have it off where you can't, until you connect with me, I don't have my photo available to you. And there's some other hidden information that you can do, but that's pretty scary. I mean, when you think about it, your information is that easy to get to when all you had was a photo and you just did a reverse image search. And now I'm at my LinkedIn page because somebody shared my data for me. So those are all things going back to that risk assessment of what you want to put out there. I just left. Okay, let me go back. All right, Kim, I'm going to try yours. See if it works. Boom. Oh my gosh, Rich, you are the best. Thanks, Tom, for sharing the Discord. Yeah, if anybody else wants me to search your face, like maybe you have an old photo of yourself or anything that you want me to search and see what I can find on you, drop it in Discord, private message me, or you can blow up the regular messages, whatever, and I will take a look. All right, back over here. Okay, so what? Wow, look at you. Kim, man, you really like using that photo. I'm totally kidding. So up here, she's a lady. Brett Young. I'm pretty sure that would not. No. Okay, cool. Nothing in here. Nope. All right. So we've got, it looks like Twitter, and oh, you've got a second page. Logo Gala, and more Twitter. And this one has like, what is that? What is that writing? What is that writing, guys? Is that, it's Eastern Europe something. Somebody help me with that one. I'm just curious. I'm going to click on this one and see. So we've got, so say all I had from Kim was her photo. You know, and because this will happen sometimes, especially if you're doing exploited children, all you have is a photo and you pivot into it. And so all I have is a photo. I don't know anything else about her. And I've got a few links. So I would be like, okay, she's connected to the Cybersecurity Central org. We even have some hashtags, which help me pivot even further, which is awesome. So I would probably see, oh, bam. So I go in here. So on October 27th, so yesterday, I see that she tagged Outpost Gray, me, Cyber Supply Drop. She's doing an event for a 5-day fundraising. If you guys don't know about it, it's really awesome. I'm doing a shameless plug for it right now. This is ideal. This worked out perfectly. A live stream on YouTube on November 11th, benefiting this organization. Oh my gosh, there's so much information right now that I just got that I can pivot from to dig into to try to identify, is she associated with SOA, Outpost Gray, Cyber Supply Drop? Obviously she is, but how deep? Like what are her roles? How does she know this Josh 17 guy? Is she a veteran? Or does she just support veterans? Okay, giveaways, whatever. I don't know what STD is, or CSD. I don't know what that is. Just looking at that, so on. Then I would kind of scroll down and look at this. Okay, right here, we're working. Okay, I don't know. That's just advertisement. Some more information. Wow. All right, cool. So more people I could pivot into, more data, more institution, like NIST, Sysagen. That's like, so it's telling me she works in cybersecurity. So that's a way that I could reach out to her. Now I'm like, I can reach out to her. If I was like pretending to be a veteran, maybe I would reach out to her and say, hey, I'm a veteran. I saw you're doing this amazing event. It's so gracious of you. Let me know how I can support you. Like that could be my very first network engineering move on her, or phishing attack on her to network engineer her into a phishing attack later. Like that's that's how I'm looking at all of this right now. I'm like, and another thing to consider is she's tagged all of these people that she obviously has like a close enough relationship to tag. So if I wanted to, I would reach out to them and say, Kimberly has told me so much about you, or I'm working with Kimberly on this November 11th thing. I saw that you were tagged in it. Let me know if I can assist you with anything. And so I would think, honestly, I would probably reach out to Kim and be like, how do you know this person? I do that all the time when people do that to check and verify. But some people won't, and they'll be like, oh, you know, Kim, that's awesome. Yeah, great. I don't need your help for anything, but thanks for reaching out. And then I could reach out 2 weeks later to that person and be like, oh yeah, you're Kim's friend. And you're just automatically in the safe space now. And those are things that you need to like think about. And this is all, I was able to get all of this and create all of this just from one photo. Cyber supply drop. Yeah, I know what CSD was. I'm talking about Kimberly's like, what? But from this, I'd be like, I don't know what that is. She's so funny. Social engineering, Edward, it is a thing. That's how people get, like, generally social engineering is one of the top techniques that are utilized to have successful phishing attacks to individuals. And it usually starts by creating commonality. Either I'm a veteran, or, you know, the techniques of like getting money and sending money to veterans overseas that are, you know, injured or in need. Though we all know those for the most part are all scams, if not all of them are scams. So we have to develop relationships and trust with people. And how do we do that? You know, and then you think about like the dating scene. There are so many people that get catfished. They've never done a FaceTime. They've never met with the person, but they will send, you know, hundreds to thousands of dollars to people. And you think, well, I would never be that person. But I had a friend that was about to pay for a guy's airfare because they had this strong connect, and he was taking care of his mother, and they'd been talking for like a month. And when she told me what was going on, I had asked her, have you guys FaceTimed or talked on the phone or anything? And she was like, thought about it. And she's like, no. And I'm like, girl, I immediately told her, I said, you're getting catfished. And she's like, I think you're right. And then when she tried to start having a call with him, he backed up and then ghosted her, and they never talked again. She was like, I literally only paid she was going to pay like $250 for an airfare ticket. Yeah, it's really crazy out there. It can be. I don't want to like scare people. I'm just bringing some awareness to the group too. I think it's because I've seen it and I worked in this space for so long, full time. Let's see what this is. WSC. What is the WSC? I don't know what this is, but you were tagged in here. Something was up. I don't know. Go back. Okay. Let's see what else we can get off of you, Kimberly. Anybody else share their photo on? No, people are scared. It's okay. I wouldn't want to share my photo either, or my TikTok. All right. Cyber Jitsu. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I love Philip. I just interviewed him. You guys, YouTube, another shameless plug. Guys, should check him out. Great interview. Just posted today about Philip's background. Such a humble person. He always gives back to the community. And I remember he was doing a network pin testing. So this was a post, and then Kimberly, you commented about it. So I would be able to then now tie you back to women cyber jiu-jitsu and I've already seen Philip in your other posts. So now I'm like, okay, you guys must be really close because you've shared about him several times. So now if you guys can see, taking notes, I would be taking a screenshot and I'd be like drawing a line. I would also be timestamping, identifying when this post, I didn't look, but if I was doing it, I would have looked at it's the 27th. So she did the 27th, and then this was September 19th. And so I would start, if this was somebody I actually wanted to go after, I would start timestamping and creating an entire map and doing screenshots. And then I would also see who liked it. I liked it. How do you see, well, Kim, I keep liking your post and unliking it. How do you see the likes on here? There's a way of seeing it, right, guys? Huh? Okay. Well, I'm just going to keep liking and unliking it. I thought there was a way you could see the likes on Twitter. Did they change that? You guys know I don't have Twitter, so I don't know. but that's another thing you can do on like Facebook or Instagram. You can see who's liked it. And then sometimes I trace those people back. When I start hitting really like hard dead ends, I'll start chasing that down. Really. I don't know why it tied you back to this post too. Weird. Let's see. Yeah, you're in there. Let's see what's in here. Just sent you. Oh, okay, cool. Yay, Brian. Way to step up. Sacrificial. I got it. Thank you. All right, so here's another one. It says she's got some other orgs. This was on September 10th, so a day after the post. No, 9 days before the last post. So I would map all that out. Again, tying her back to women in cybersecurity. And then I would see, okay, we've got how many? There we go. Okay, so I guess you can only see it when it's an initial post, not when somebody likes your comments. But I would look through here, who liked it, see if these are any, like, is Philip in here? I would like see if there's any repeat offenders that I saw in any of our other posts that I could correlate those individuals together. I know that background, so I know that this is the women in cybersecurity background, and then yep, boom, right there. So I would look through that. Yeah, a lot of stuff. I like it. All right, let me go to my signals and then get Brian. It's gonna be fun. Okay. What is this? Did you send me malware? He's like, I'm going to send you malware in the middle of a class. It's open office. It's an open office doc for some reason. I got you. Okay, I got you. I have to save it as, like, what are you guys doing to me over here? Like, we're going to see if she's really paying attention. We're going to fish her during her class. All right. Yeah, Brian, she sent it to me. It came in as an open office, I guess, because it couldn't read it and it changed it for me. That's okay. I took a screenshot. We should be fine. Let's do this. Okay. Let's see. It's kind of a small photo. There we are. So let's see what happens. All right. So you're an adult. So that's good. Congratulations. You made it to adulthood, Brian. None of those look like you. And then, oh, here we go. We got your LinkedIn. We got a LinkedIn. So you've got one for Director of Technical Services, Chief Marketing Officer, LinkedIn. These are all your LinkedIns. LinkedIn. I'm curious why they're all like pulling up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Brian. I'm like, this is super interesting. So I'm like, okay, so it's going to be fun. Okay, let me pull up, like, I need to do a side-by-side because I'm like, they're all the same photos, but I'm like, somebody's like social engineered you and you have like, I don't know if you know this, but you make a lot of money because you have like 15 jobs on LinkedIn. Interesting. So it is tying. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so the first one we've got the Brian, that your name correctly, Godfrey. That's the first one right here. But it's a different photo. And then the second one, again, your name, different photo. Very interesting. And then this guy doesn't even have your name. Not your name. And that is your name, but not your role. So crazy. I've never seen it do that. So that's interesting. Let me see if, yeah. So names, you're not an attorney. Huh. I'm confused which one you are now. Let me try this one. Nope. Yeah, this is a good one. So what I would do is go through every single one of these and I would try to figure out. And I know, Brian, I know we're connected, so it should come up with. Is it Oakdale? It's not Oakdale. Well, the real Ron, you're hysterical. This is interesting. I would have to Google and know. My curiosity would want to know why it just did this with this reverse image search. So I'm going to do a try over, redo, and then let's do this. This is great though. Because now you know what could happen. Do you have any other photos, Brian, that you can share? Whoop. Back. Take that out. Okay, this changed, interestingly enough. And I wonder if it's maybe the quality of the photo that's causing issues. Yeah, none of these. And then there was 3, which was weird. There were 3 things down here, but now there it is. Oh, yeah, there's one. It's Arabic, it looks like. That's UK. I don't know what CA is. Interesting. Nope. Yeah, none of those. I stand my dogs will go on that. Some of the same names show up again. Photo is 3 is old. Yeah, super crazy. Yeah, so that happened. Oh, you got me another one. Okay, cool. Let me try this one. Let's just see if this one works. I don't know if this will work any better. Let me move it to the desktop. All right. I think it was that photo. No, he's an eyeglass style. You got the eyeglass style going on now. Yeah, still very interesting. Huh. Oh well. All right. Well, Brian, good job. You confused Google. Yeah. 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 Do you recognize any of those names as connections, Brian? I'm curious if those are like a connection to you because it's very strange. There's a lot though. That's quite a few, a couple dozen. Right under. No. Okay. Anybody else? Braving it? No. Okay. I looked in Discord. I'm making sure. All right. So let's do a move on because these other toolings are going to be fun. All right. Cool. And thank you guys for participating. This is fun. So, all right, we're going to do advanced Google searching. So this is like Google Dorking, Google hacking, whatever you want to call it. And then address, TruePeopleSearch.com. And I love both of these. I love Google hacking. I have been able to shorten my research time substantially by being able to understand how to do Google Dorking. And it is literally like Dorking. And you can actually just Google how to Google Dork or how to do Google Dorking. And it'll give you different ways of how to basically hack Google searches. And you can do a ton of things. We're probably going to only use one for sure, obviously, but I might do a couple with you. I'm going to be researching myself to show you how to do it. But if you're getting into the CTI space, this is probably when I hit my dead ends and I can't go any further, or if I get into an area of like, I'm researching something and I know there's a report that I saw, like a news article or report on a particular site like CNN. This is like a savior to be able to hack the system, to isolate the search down to the CNN website solely or PDF documents solely. And that's what you can do with Google Dorking. So I'll run you guys through some of that. So hold on, let me pull me up again. So when you guys went through, show you something really quick. Let me do, so when we did this, I'll show you how to pivot into a Google Dork, actually. All right, so this image. It's all about pivoting when you're doing OSINT. You need to be able to like think outside the box and constantly be pivoting. So shalaphotography.com. So for example, because I know that my name shows up here, what I could do is say I've left and I've left and I've come back and I'm trying to get this information, or some reason I can't identify it, or I'm trying to see if there's more information about this. What I could do, and this is probably not the best example, and I'll give you another one, but this is a really good example just to teach you the methodology of Google Dorking. So I would just do site and then colon. And so that's the site that I want to go on. And for this one, it's going to be shallow photography. And there's going to be no space between the colon and the www. And then I would just search for my name, Jax. And let's see, boom. So what this is going to do, what this is going to generate is everything that is in her website, in her site that has Jax in it. Or I could have put Jax Scott. I don't even know if it comes back as Jax Scott, to be honest with you. It does. Okay. Yeah. So she has me in there. It's all dependent how she has me in there. But so this all you'll see right here, this is all, and they're different links. So one's a blog, like I guess she wrote a blog about me, my branding story, all of it. And I can dig into it. So this one isn't really deep because it's just one site and it was just me. But if you're looking like for maybe for an adversary, you've got like a threat group that you're going after, like APT 29. And you want to see what the most recent reporting is on ZDNet, for example, because you saw a report that was out there where they identified the most recent malware that they utilized, and they had really good IOCs on there. So you would go to the site, ZDNet. I'll show you that. Or yeah, I'll show you that. Let's see what we got. Hold on. So ZDNet, I think it's just .com, and then APT 29. See what happens. So we got APT, ZDNet on all of these, boom, 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 as you guys see. And then the information that's going to come in is going to be all about APT 29. Like there's going to be APT 29 in somewhere in that document, and it's all going to be ZDNet. So then I can start filtering out. And another thing you can do too, when you're Google Dorking or just using Google, you can hit the tool button. I love this button because when you're doing an intelligence and you're doing research on something, you don't want stale intel. And you have to define, like you as an organization, as a person, have to define what is stale. What is the amount of time that you're going to consider your intel being stale, your information? For me, I like things to be less than a year because especially like going after an adversary, things change so quickly. Sometimes you have to expand that out. Sometimes it's 6 months, depending on what your research is. So then you figure that out and you can come in here and you can customize a range. Usually I go big. I start big and then I go small. So sometimes I'll go like the past year and I'll start looking through it. If there's just a ton, I then start trimming it down 6 months, 2 months, 1 month, 2 weeks, whatever that looks like. So you can do all of this, everything I'm teaching you on this with threat actors and everything you're doing there. So another thing, so say you want, I've never tried this. Let's do linkedin.com and let's try Jax Scott. See if that comes up. No, I think it's because my account is under Jax S. Whoops. Oh no, it's probably because of, I think I have it where you can't search for me. Yeah, let me try Kimberly, are you cool if I try you? Man, typing it in, there's no turning back. I'm looking down to see. Of course, thanks. So yeah, I've never tried this. I'm not seeing you come up, but Kimberly, did I spell it right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're not at senior living. Right here, boom, you're the first one. I didn't see it because of Cybersecurity Central. And I think you recently, in like the last month, you guys need to go check out Cybersecurity Central. Yep, boom, right there. So this is a really good way if you're trying to research somebody on any platform, Facebook. You'll need to know what their actual social media name is, though, when you're trying to do social media hacks. So yep, there's Kimberly. And there was another name that popped up. I saw Genevieve. Oh, good. Okay. Let me try that. Thanks for volunteering, Genevieve. I love the name. I have a girlfriend I just recently met that her name is Genevieve. And I'm like, that's such a good name. All right. So I've got NFS MPO manager Nike. I don't know. Is that that you? No. Okay. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything else. Maybe if I take the A out, let's see if that'll. Oh. No, none of these look like you. You don't have a different name that you're utilizing. You're just utilizing Genevieve Butler. I'm not seeing that one. Oh, and another thing you can do too, when I'm here, I'll sometimes go into images because you just told me African-American graduation uniform. Perfect. So now I'll go in here and see, because typically what will happen is these images correlate to the search results on the other side. Not always, because it depends on the user's security settings. So like mine, you're not going to see my photo unless you're friends with me. So you're not going to see my image search, but a lot of people don't have that setting. So you can go in here and it makes your searching easier because you say you know what the person looks like. So you can do a name search like this, go into image search, and then start scouting him that way. And it makes it a lot easier to hack in and find him. Here we go. We got some President Biden going on in there. Any of these looking? I'm catching up, Genevieve. I don't see a graduation uniform. Yeah, no, nothing that looks like a graduation uniform. So your account must be secure enough. Ooh, now that we did let me put the A back in. I think I changed it. See if there's a graduation uniform there on this far left, but I don't know. Is that, yay, there I am. See how putting an A in changes it? Like you have to try all the different things. Like if you know it's a Michael, try Mike. Try nicknames, try full names, try partial names, try full middle names, try one letter middle name. It can change the entire search. It's crazy. Yep. Surnames. Good. Yeah. Surnames, common first names. Yep. So now we can go in here. And it doesn't look, we're getting connected, Genevieve. It's happening. So boom. All right. Let's see how locked down her account is. No, this is good. So Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah. Good information. I mean, all by using her name and then doing a reverse image, like going into the reverse side. Because I don't think I would have found it because your title, that's what's interesting. Like, I didn't see that when I was over here. So there's so many different ways. I think that's her. I think that's you right there. I think that's the one, but it didn't come up. Yeah. So then, oh, I see what happened. Interesting. So it doesn't take me directly to your account. It takes me to the search result, but your name is in the search result. So that is what's showing up. That's why it's not taking me directly to your account. It's taking me to the individuals, but it narrowed it down just enough that it would brought up your search results. That's really cool. Okay, cool. Gotta love LinkedIn. Okay, so what else do we want to hack on me? Let's do Facebook. Here we go. Let's do some, we're not doing TikTok again. So facebook.com. So I have an old, did somebody want me to do, hold on. Did somebody else want me to look on LinkedIn before I pivot out of there? I thought I saw somebody. Oh, here we go. Thomas, I'm doing you. It's going in. I saw it. Stopsky. Thomas Stopsky. So hold on. We're going to do this. Oh, shoot. I thought it was going to be a lot quicker than that, but it wasn't. I thought it was going to be boom, boom. All right. Let's see what happens. That's a really unique name. I would be surprised if we didn't hit it right away. So I've got DoD Skill Bridge Program Intern. See if this is that. Yep, and that's your photo you're using. So there we go. I love it. And oh, are we already connected? Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. Look at that. I love it. Independent consultant. Oh, hey, I'm a registered practitioner too. What's up? What's up? Good times. CMMC. Love it. Awesome. Yeah, so good information. You've got a lot of data that I could pivot into if I wanted to. You're also an OSINTer, SIGINT. So you've been in this world, senior OSINTer. So you should be teaching this class. Glad you're here. You can critique me and give me that AAR after. I would love that. It's awesome. Are you, I'm like looking, you don't have your, you've been in for a while. Okay, cool. I love it. Senior SIGINTer. I dig. Okay. See what else he's got. Oh, hey, some soft cryptologist linguist, SOD A. Awesome. Man, who would have thought we had a little secret spy in our group tonight? Today, it is only like 4:30 p.m. unless you're, I guess, in Europe. Or do we have any international in here? That's awesome, Thomas. Very impressive background as well. Thanks for partaking in that. I should do a reverse image search on you. Can I do that? Are you good with that? If I took your photo and did a reverse image search, you can say no, it's okay. Be like, no, that was far enough. Sure. Okay, cool. Let's do it. All right. So what I could do next is save it. And I will make sure I delete the photos and stuff that I have on my computer, you guys. So, let's just try this. So what I would do now I've got a photo on him. Boop. Let's see if we can get anything else off of him. Boom, boom, boom. All right, no. So you must only use that photo for LinkedIn, or like you don't use it in other social media platforms would be my first thought, or the quality because of open to work maybe, but I don't think that would be impeding the photo for it to grab to any other photos. Yeah, see, so I don't know why it's not associating with anything else. Interesting. Yeah, dead end. Oh, well, it happens. Okay, let's see. Oh, hold on. We're going to do, who else wants to go on LinkedIn? Anybody else? Connecting tip, include a note in your LinkedIn connection request saying how you met. Yep, always, Ron. Always, always. Oh, you're in New Zealand? Oh, shoot. Yeah, good idea, Tanai. Always, Edward, very good point. I always, 2 is 1, 1 is none. You always want to have like multiple tools. Tanai doesn't always work for me. However, it doesn't mean you should not try it. Because I use a couple of phone number lookups, because one phone number lookup won't work and another one will for me sometimes. Oh, I was like, I was getting excited there. Well, there's 61 results. I think it's because of the open to work. The algorithms are seeing, yeah, the algorithm. It's seeing that. What I would do then is I would go in and scrape the photo out where it would just be his head. Because these are all going to muddle it. So many 61 results to see. It's really sensitive. I'm not going to do that to you. And I'm not, Genevieve, I'm not going to, you have open to work, so I can't do a right click on you. All right. Ooh. Edward, so do you want me to do yours? Like, are you sharing your link? Okay, come at me. All right, come at me. All right. So let me do this first. I'm going to search your name and see if I can get to your LinkedIn with just your name first. Okay, this is all right. So site. Whoops. I'm like having issues right this moment. Okay. And then it's going to be, wait, who am I doing? Edward. Everything looks good. Okay. Software engineer. Let's see. No. Okay. I would probably go to images and see if you're using like a similar image that you're in right now. I mean, trigger happy Jax. I don't know. Your photo is so small. I'm trying to see if you look like. No. Yes. Okay, we're gonna visit it. Let's see. All these people. I'm gonna start popping up on all these people's. I don't think that's you. I can't tell. Is that you? No. Yeah. I'm like, I can't tell. Okay, I'm just gonna try. I really want to find you without going to your site. Let's see. Maybe you have it locked down well enough. Here. This is the top 100 searches again. So top 1,000. Oh, right there. I think. Is that you? I can't tell. Kind of looks like you though. Yes. Yes. All right, cool. Obviously, you could go into Google and just search his name. I'm teaching you how to do it through Google, like Dorking. So there we go. Boom. Okay. Yeah, so I'd look through this. He's a United States Marine, love, still serving, communications manager. Okay, lots of infos. So let me do save image. So let's do this. I'm gonna do image, reverse image search on you and see if I can find you in any other locations. Let's do this. Okay, formal wear. That's where you're. That's your title. This is hysterical. All right. So it shouldn't come up directly anywhere else. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I'm not seeing it anywhere else. Interesting. Okay. I saw one, but I don't think that's you. Yeah, State Farm Insurance now. Okay. Yeah. Very, very cool. Cool. All right. Anybody else? You're fun, Ron. This is scary stuff. I'm just gonna hide. Oh my God. I'm so happy you're here. You guys, if you haven't connected with Ron Warner, you need to. He's awesome. He's a huge influencer in the cybersecurity space, super smart, super humble, all the things. He has a ton of podcast interviews. Go check him out. Yeah, send him a message on LinkedIn. I'm looking through to see if anybody else wants me to do them. Okay. Ooh, try me. Okay. I love it. Now you guys are all getting comfortable. I think it was probably after you saw my terrible TikToker. All right. Let's do this. Oh, this could be easy because it's such a unique name. I don't think it's this name though. No, it's different. Yeah. No, it took me. Interesting. I copied it right. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing. Huh. Let me just do a good old bam. That's interesting. Is that you? Yeah, my TikTok really broke the ice. It was all planned. I promise, Edward. You just didn't know it. I didn't even know it. Advisory Cloud. I don't know. I'm looking. That's you. Yes. You know why I knew that was you? Because we're at a military event. And so I just immediately was like, that might be him. Oh, I just saw your avatar too. That's your clubhouse avatar. Interesting. Boom. Yep. See, tied in. So what is this site? Read it. Redaris. Okay. So this has, so all this information I just got off of you. I won't yeah. Okay. All right. I won't share your PII out like that, but anyway, that's a lot. The first pick. Well, okay, there you go. I was wrong. You weren't the military person. So this is, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. I just put something together. That's your husband. Is that your husband? It's like silence. It's like, baby. No, because that's tying that person. This photo is going in to this account. Interesting. Which is, it then brings up your photo. I'm not familiar with this account though. So that's, or this database and how this works, but that is really interesting. Okay. What this is a database repository that collects historical data about you. I don't know. I've never used this real world data Radaris, but this is, we'll actually pivot into the next one, which will be very similar to this database, which collects and it holds on to your historical data from like house information, phone information, all of it. And so that's what this looks like. So we'll get out of there because I don't want your information to be just chilling out on the net. So, okay. Yeah. And I can, if you reach out to me too, I can teach you, I can tell you how you can get your public information like that removed. DeleteMe.com is a really good one. If you guys ever want, it's literally DeleteMe.com. It's like $10 a month. And it's a service that goes out there and clears that. And you can actually tell them specifically that site. So that's what I would do. I would bring that site up. I'd bring it to them. I would maybe even contact the people of the site and just say, hey, I want you to remove all my information, and they will do it for you. So, okay, so let's go and pivot into the last technique that I want to talk to you guys about, which is this one right here, TruePeopleSearch.com. I love this search because it's really, really good for utilizing cell phone numbers and stuff. Whoop. Okay, so I use this all the time. I do have another one that I do for phone numbers. It's on that OSINT tooling list that I sent you. It's at the bottom for other tools because it's a secondary tool, and it's called Spy Dialer. What I've noticed is if this doesn't work for some odd reason, if I go into Spy Dialer, it'll work. So I actually have a phone number that, because my phone number doesn't work because I have all my stuff blocked. So I had somebody volunteer their information, which was cool. And she's going to probably get it completely changed after this. Where did I write your number down at? There it is. Okay. Oh, I have my VPN on. Good golly. All right. I hope I don't get booted. I shouldn't. Sometimes this works with VPN on, but I guess today they don't like me. All right. So the person that I'm looking into is Kimberly McKnight. And so we'll go through this, and I won't stay on the page for too long because I don't want information up, but Kimberly, you're awesome. All right, so you can see there's a lot of information that is available. So now I'm going to actually use, good golly. It is not liking me right now. That's not a bike. There's only 2 bikes on here. Okay, so what I want to show you guys, so I'm not, okay, cool. I'm going to click on a different name. Only because it's going to show you generally the same information, but it's not going to be Kimberly's information just out there. So this will actually show like current address, and typically it'll be your legit home address. So I would encourage all of you, if you're in this class right now, put your phone numbers into TruePeopleSearch.com and see what information is out there. It will shock you. I am telling you, it will completely shock you. This will actually go down to like Street View. You could put it in, do a Street View. These are all past numbers. Sometimes they're your landlines that you had. This could be, 5 deep. It's wild. You can click on this, and usually that doesn't happen. Close. Okay. Good. Okay, so you can click on that number will come up and it'll show you all the people that are associated with that number. So you're able to drill down even further into it. So you can go a lot further. It's kind of scary. So inside here, you can go down to email addresses, and there are different tools that you can utilize to pivot for email addresses, which is really scary. Yeah. Spokio is worse. I thought Spokio was charged. You had a fee to use it. They charge now. I could be wrong. I don't know. Let me know if it's free now, if it's open source. But yeah, it is worse on that. If you're talking about like the comparison, we cannot find any records for that search criteria. Another thing you can do is like associate names right here. You can click on that, and that's going to bring up all the different names under all the different identities under that name. And so you can start digging in even further. Super. The addresses, the other thing about the addresses. So say you have this as your home address. You can click on that. It's going to take you to all the individuals that have ever lived at that address. And what's really scary is usually this is kids, grandkids, grandparents, whoever, not just like the past tenants, even your kids and who else lived in there could be on this list as well. 99-year-old, good for Mary. She's rocking it. The thing is too, you can copy these, pivot into more of them, click on them, go deeper. Like you could be on this alone in these different email addresses. You could be on this just alone, just digging into that. I'm curious. I might go back into Kim's off screen and try to get some of your email addresses. See if you have any. Let me see. True. And the thing is too, you can reach out to TruePeopleSearch.com and you can ask them to remove your information, but every about 6 months, it could repopulate. So just keep that in mind. You might have to go back in again, but you'll have to Google, how do I remove my information from TruePeopleSearch? And there's like techniques that you can utilize to do it. Yeah, so like, Kim, you don't have any other extra email addresses in here, but you have a ton of possible relatives. So when you scroll down a little bit further, you'll have all these possible relatives. So there must be some, like, this person must be related. Might be, okay. So I'm realizing I'm putting this together, Kimberly, right now. So you've got all these different names. You can click on, yeah. Boom. So you can click on this and this will take you even further into this person's information, and they have association with that. You can get you could get their email addresses. You could go into their socials, track their socials that way, go into LinkedIn, try to find them that way, and just keep, I mean, this tool alone, if utilized appropriately and you know how to like pivot, you could do some serious damage with building out your intelligence picture on somebody, but also looking from it from a positive like protection side. This is a good tool for you to go into and start pulling your data off of the online portals, because you might pull your information, but I can tell you, I did a quick reverse phone number. So there's no information, but this is my Google number. So it wouldn't be any information in there anyway. Yeah. Anybody else want me to look their information up? Probably. This is probably just like this scary moment. They're like, oh man, pivot, let curiosity keep driving you. Absolutely. Some things that you guys want to consider when you're doing this and you're doing this research is, note keeping. I'm like reading all the messages and trying to keep up. I have a couple of suggestions for you guys that I dropped in the chat way earlier. I'm going to try to scroll up and find them if somebody can find them for me. But note keeping is going to be your best friend. Yep, found them right here. When you're really getting into cyber threat intel, and if this is going to be one of the areas that you want to stay in and become an expert in, you're going to have to take like copious amounts of notes. And so, and you're going to sometimes have to reference those notes months later, or if you're with an organization for a substantial amount of time, there might be an adversary that comes and does an addition, like a secondary attack, and you're going to need to reference those notes as part of your current research. And so note taking is a big thing. I will usually use on the ones that I gave you guys, depending on the platforms and what's allowed. There was one organization that did not allow me to use OneNote, but I used to use OneNote. KeepNote is really good. Cherry Tree is good. Notion and Joplin. Some of these do not work with Mac. And I think KeepNote does not work with Mac. And Notion is a web-based, so I use Notion. I'm pretty sure that's the one I have that is web-based. It saves to the cloud. It's really easy to get to. Cherry Tree, I don't think you can use it on a Mac. I have a Mac. Is that your number? Oh, well, this is only for US numbers, TruePeople search. Sorry, Brian. So you're good. Can you tell my students they need to take notes? Notes are critical. My God. Yes, Thomas, love Notion. It's awesome. It's super easy. You can share it out with people. You can save your notes, encrypt your notes, do all the things like that. So here, I'll try you. She said, here, I'll try your name. Let me try your name, Genevieve. I'll just try your name up here. I don't know if any of these are you, because I would need to see if I was going into this and all I had was a name. Typically you have a name and an age. I would then be able to narrow it down. So Tom, you're funny. Stop doing that. Okay, anything else, guys? And before I jump to my last slide, I'm wanting to leave it open for like 10 minutes so I can answer questions. I can go back on anything for confusion. So I want to provide you guys with some resources, because I always think it's important when you do a talk to give them the next steps, like what's next? How do I level up? So resources, some of the things that I would encourage you to check into. If you haven't already been posting on LinkedIn to get enrolled for the one voucher for the OSINT Fundamentals by the Cyber Mentor, it's not too late. Make sure you've posted for that. And then also for either one of the books that we're giving away, my book, Cybersecurity Career Master Plan, written by myself, Dr. Ogier, Kim Nguyen, and soon to be John Helmus. So great group of guys for that, and gals. The other thing I would encourage you to do is like a CTF OSINT. Trace Labs has a really good one. You guys could reach out to Kimberly McKnight. She is actually enrolled, her and Michelle, for the one next month. It's $20. It's a nonprofit. You are able to get real world cases of missing persons, and you go, and what you do is you go hunt to try to figure out where these individuals are. Some of their packets are like, 300 days old. And they haven't seen anything. The last known was 300 days ago. So all the tools that I just provided you today, you will be using a large majority of those. And what you do is you get the artifacts, you submit them forward to the judge. They either approve it or they don't approve it. And then you push forward, and there's like certain things that you can't submit. So it's pretty rigid on what you can submit. And my team, when we used to do it, one of the years, JR actually got us the most valuable OSINTer award. It was pretty cool. So it's a lot of fun, and you're doing real world training. So I highly encourage that. Udemy is another location. There's a course I just looked today. There's a course on sale for $15.99, and it's their OSINT basic course. So you could check that out. I threw the virtual box up there because that's a free virtual machine. I use VMware. It costs, if you need a virtual box, check out VirtualBox. I'm pretty sure it works on Mac. I think I Googled that, and I think I saw it said yes, Mac. And I used to use VirtualBox when I was kind of learning how to use virtual machines and stuff like that until I got VMware. And then YouTube. Thanks, Kimberly, for sharing the book. YouTube. That's your best friend. Go on there and just start Googling about intelligence lifecycle, understanding like OSINT tooling and different things. I'm probably going to I need to, for my YouTube channel, an OSINT class, probably something similar to this. And upload it to my YouTube page, but there's a ton of stuff that you can find for free out there. And then the last thing is network. I've already connected with a few of you. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm pretty easy to find. Jax Scott. I never turn down a request, but like Ron said, it's always beneficial to make sure you leave a little message of like how we met and then why you want to connect. Something really simple. It doesn't have to be a paragraph. And I would love to connect with you, mentor you, do all of the things. I'm so happy so many people showed up. It was freaking awesome. I'm seeing if there's any questions. Do you guys have any questions? Feedback? We're big in the military for AAR. So any of my military folks, if you want to reach out to me and give me your feedback, your AAR after action review on this, that's cool. This was our VetSecCon's first year to do workshops. So I'm really happy that I was able to take part in doing the workshop. I thought it was a lot of fun. I liked using real world scenarios. Thanks to everybody for participating in that. Okay, so you do use VirtualBox on Mac. Awesome, Edward. That's awesome. Yep. The only thing with VMware, anytime there's an update, and this might be with VirtualBox, it'll always mess up my VMware. And the last time we run an iOS update or OS update, I had to go to VMware 12 or something. I had to like go back a couple of upgrades or downloads or software types, software levels, something, whatever you call it, VMware 12 for it to be able to work on my system is basically what I'm saying. Yeah, the software I had, the VMware software I had wasn't working. So thank God I go to college and I could just pick a different VMware. So keep that in mind when you guys are doing that. Absolutely, Tom, my pleasure. Yes, Jessica, definitely. Thank you guys for showing up. Yay. Awesome. Awesome, Thomas. Thanks for grabbing the book. I love it. Oh, you're a warrant officer. Yes. Look at that. Fellow warrants in here. Dig it. Thanks, Genevieve. You guys are awesome. Love. Fill in the love. I'll stay on for a little bit more. If you guys have questions, we still have a few minutes. I'm just chilling over here. I have to go to class right after this. Like literally get in the car and drive to Georgetown in the traffic. But there was no way I was missing this. This was way too much fun. I think next year, throw this out there, Tom, do something like this, but I can quit sharing my screen. But maybe we do like more like intermediate. So it goes through, rehashes some of this, and then we can get into some like understanding how to do like right click and look at coding on images and do metadata and go into some of that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then if anybody's in here, you want to be a guest on my YouTube channel, anybody, please reach out to me. I'm always looking for guests. Ron, love to have you on there. Please reach out. I'd love to have you come on the show. It would be fun. Yeah, Hector, I think we all typically have scrubbing to do. DeleteMe.com, really great. It's a really great service to be able to use. $10 a month. You can't beat it. Yeah, Ron, I would love to have you. It would be awesome. You're so great. Thanks, Ron. I love it. This is so cool. Like there needs to be some jamming out music. Thanks, Kimberly. You're gonna have to let me know how you and Michelle do for your first Trace Labs. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited to hear your guys' experience. Really cool you're doing it. Awesome. Sharing the book. Yay. I love it. Here, I'll share my LinkedIn. You guys can find me. It's all about it. Absolutely, Anthony. It was my pleasure. It was so much fun. You guys made it easy. And I loved the class interaction. It was really cool. Really cool. Just find Kimberly. Yeah, Brian. This is true. Yeah. I love it. 46 viewers. That is awesome. As I'm yelling. Oh my gosh. You guys are awesome. Thanks for sharing the book over and over again. Yay. It's awesome. Feeling the love. Oh man, no questions. I'm digging it. Turn on some mic. Yeah, it is very, that's why I was like, I don't mean to scare you guys, but it can be really scary. I looked up one of my brothers and I was like, I wonder if I'm going to use his phone number. And when I pulled him up, all of his information, it was like up from my childhood was still on there. So I'm like, no, I don't want to share that either. I need to reach out to him because I've already removed all of my information, but he hasn't removed his and I'm attached to his account. So like they can still do that correlation. Well, Michael, doing the LLC or through a trust, you could. So how I used to obfuscate my identity on my cell phone is I would put it through my business. I would put it through my business name. So my phone was registered to my company, my LLC. And that obfuscates a little bit, but you have to think too, if they're going to go to your website, they're going to know that you're the founder of the organization or whatever, and they're going to still be able to track it back. But it does add that extra layer. I'm waiting for cell phone companies to come out with a way of obfuscating your information so you can sign up for it or like check that box where your information is not putting out. Now, as far as a trust, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. I mean, possibly I would have to look into that and see, but I would think, yeah, you're doing a layer of obfuscation by not using your name. The biggest area that you're going to see, the thing is with OSINT, gosh, if you're outside of the military, we're talking the civilian sector, a lot of people use OSINT. And the reason they utilize it is because say you get malware and you're a malware analysis and you do reverse engineering on malware. But what you can do is when you get those IOCs or you get that piece of malware and you identify that it's a particular type of malware, you can go and start researching that PII information, the hash information, the file name, whatever, and you can start pivoting and you can start building your story. So you're going to use it in a lot of different areas inside of cybersecurity. One of the areas you see it really prevalent, though, is cyber threat intel, because that's an area outside of just the specialized tooling that you get from threat intel platforms, tips that you'll see from like CrowdStrike, FireEye. What I have found is using OSINT has actually been more beneficial than the tip platforms, because sometimes the tip platforms are just garbage because it depends on the data that's being fed into that tip. With OSINT, you are able to learn different types of skills and tooling to go and pull that data for yourself. So it's really interesting on that. And there's a ton of other OSINT tools. I actually have an entire tab on my computer, and it's like this long of just OSINT tools that I utilize when I was a cyber threat intel analyst. Oh, +1 for Hector's question. Yeah, it was a very good question. Yeah, good question as well, Michael. And then, oh, hey, look at that. There you go, Kimberly. Become friends with Thomas so he can he can be your judge. Wink, wink. That's so funny. I love it. Everybody connect with everybody. Do it. Thank you, Brian. Pen testing, red team, blue team, DFI, all of them. Like, it's super layered in. You're going to use it in all of those areas. It's a tooling that I haven't seen solely for CTI. CTI is just better diverse, I feel like, in the tooling, because that's some of their primary resources and what they utilize. But some of the OSINT tools I use too are open source malware analysis or things like that you can utilize within OSINT. I love threat intel. It's an amazing area. I love working in it. Cool. Can be used for good or evil. Yep, absolutely wrong. Yep. That's why I gave you guys that initial talk on it. It can be used for good or evil, good or bad. So make sure that you're leveraging it for good. Oh my gosh, Ron, yeah. Send me the info. I will join your 2 sessions tomorrow, at least one of them. Tomorrow's my day, like sort of day off. It's been a rough week with school. Our cyber? I didn't realize that, Thomas. Look at you. Man. Thomas, are you still in? You guys looking for a cyber electronic warfare officer? CW3? Come over there. Do you have an apparel line for me? Yeah, Michael, great question. What I would tell you is you're going to need a network. One of the first things that you need to do, and then start doing like capture the flag events, get your skills up, show your work somehow. A way of showing your work is blogging, writing articles around that. Those are really good things that you can do to show, hey, this was something that I identified. I did the research. This is what I determined. Work with people in the industry and have them kind of review your work, go back and forth. And that's like a first step, because it's hard to get into the industry if you don't have prior experience, and then start applying for those jobs. I know that banks have CTI. It can be a little bit harder to get into certain areas of CTI because you have to kind of go up the ranks. But like we were just talking about earlier, OSINT is leveraged in a lot of the other areas in cybersecurity. So getting into the industry, you could get into SOC 1. I saw my SOC 1 analyst using OSINT. And then one of the steps up was to get into CTI. So they could go to CTI or become a SOC 2 analyst. So there's different ways that you can get into it. Yeah, get Jack's book. It does talk about that. It talks about the different fields and how to get into them and how to network. Social engineering, your next job. How not to suck at cybersecurity. I love him. It's awesome. All right. Tom, I'm signing off. I have to grab my backpack and I have got to go to college campus. So yay for me. I love you guys. It was awesome. Thank you guys for attending again. It was great. Message me anything. I'm here from you. Love you all. Sending good vibes. Bye.